Hello, everyone, and welcome to Grow My Etsy Shop podcast. Hey, welcome. So let's talk email. I've been kind of sitting on this episode for a long time because I've been hoping that Etsy would make some sort of effort to fix what they broke, which was the Aweber integration. So back in the day, we could integrate Aweber. And what would happen is after they made a purchase, they could get an email that was like, hey, do you want to subscribe to this person's list? But you were allowed to edit that email. And so I actually created this full thing that you could go through, and it told you how to write the right email to get people to subscribe to your list. And then I wrote out, I think it was like 7 emails for you that go out that help those people return back and buy more products from your shop. And people loved it. They were like, Jared, this is the best thing ever. I don't have to. I sound like Donald Trump. And they did. Everybody. There's a line outside the door. Everybody wanted it. But it was. I received a lot of positive feedback for it because it was like no one really wants to take the effort to build an email list, and nor do they know what to do once they do build an email list. So now that Etsy's removed that from us, we sort of have to look at what do we do from here. So let's get this mindset crap off the menu first. So to be good at email marketing, you have to overcome a hurdle. This hurdle being, oh, sorry to interrupt you. I have something going on here, but I don't want to email my list. I don't want to bug them. I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want them to get offended. You are going to have people unsubscribe from your list if you're going to be successful. You're going to have people be like, never mind, I'm not interested in this anymore, if you're going to be successful. The game isn't to have a big email list that you never email. Because then it becomes, we just collect emails and we don't do anything with them, which is probably where most Etsy shops are who did integrate with Aweber. At this stage, they're like, well, I don't really do anything with my email list. That isn't the game. The game is to, and this is the overall arching target, is I want to get people to come back and buy from me again. Does that mean, so think of it like a big dartboard. The more darts you have, the more likely you are to hit a bullseye. But what a lot of us want to do is we want to say, look, I just want to collect as many darts as I can and then maybe throw a dart or two and try to get a bullseye. And that isn't the right mindset. The mindset needs to be, I'm going to be hucking darts. And if some fall off the board, that's okay. If some land at 10 points, that's okay. I don't really know the point structure of darts, but if some land at 20 or 30 or 50 or whatever, the bullseye, that's ultimately the only thing I really care about is people hitting the dartboard and moving towards the bullseye. And if they're moving away from the bullseye, sure, could you bug someone enough that they're a good customer that they end up leaving because you bug? Of course. But I think most people are socially aware enough that isn't what we have to worry about. What we need to worry about is our belief in ourselves. Do we believe that we offer value, that my product is good, that people will want my product, that people will want to know new things about what I'm doing? And if they don't care about those 3 things, they're probably not great for your email list. This isn't a game about an email list. There's no prize for having 10,000 people on your email list. 1,000 people on your email list who are engaged is way better than 10,000 who are not engaged. And this is something we've learned through social media. It's something we've learned just about anywhere. 10,000 unengaged really doesn't have any value at the end of the day. So if you have a big list and you're afraid to email them, you are creating a list of unengaged shoppers. And that list is going to become useless to you. If you are sending out emails and people are unsubscribing from what you're doing, but people are taking action, that is way better for your shop, because not everyone is going to come back and buy from you again. Only those who are engaged, and emails help people be engaged. So from your standpoint, I'm helping my shoppers be engaged by providing a value or a service that I really believe in. I believe in my product, I believe it's great, and I believe that people who are on my email list are going to want to know more about it. And if you have that belief, you can have a successful email list. So the first hurdle you have to overcome when you are creating an email list, because keep in mind, most of us are grabbing our people cold, right? They're coming from Etsy, they're doing their stuff. and shopping and buying your product. And they don't really care to sign up for an email based on what they're doing. They're like, well, I'm just buying this product. Why do I need to sign up for an email? That, what I just said, is the $1 million question that you have to solve. If they're just buying a product, why do they need to sign up for an email? So I'll share your perspective of it, which is if you're just becoming an employee to Etsy, unless you're doing something to build a brand. And so you're just, hey, Etsy, what do you got for me today? What work do you have for me today? And if Etsy's like, hey, sorry, we actually found someone more qualified than you, then you're fired. And you're sitting there, what the heck happened? And there's no fruits of your labors. You're just stuck with your supplies, no audience, nothing taking place. So it is wise and smart to, when people buy from you and you give them the good experience that they have, that you sort of collect what you do. Most people do this, right? Especially like in jobs and whatnot, like you are sort of networking, you're connecting with people. Some people connect with other clients and stuff like that. And then when they leave, they can say, hey, clients, look, I've got skill sets, come work for me. And that's how you build a career. If you just like got fired from your job and you're like, well, I didn't make any networks. I have no friends that I made in this. I didn't talk to anyone who's connected into the industry that I want to work in. You are literally starting at ground zero on LinkedIn, sending out your resume to a bunch of cold people. But if you get done with that and people are like, hey, Jared, you were great at your job. We really like you, or coworkers were like, yeah, we really like Jared. Then I can say to my coworkers, hey, do you guys know anything or know anyone? Do you have a friend? Or, yeah, I got a friend who's doing this kind of thing. I'd recommend you, Jared. Perfect. That's the way into the job world. You have to have networking in your Etsy shop. You need to be taking customers, creating relationships with them. I mean, you're doing this regardless. Just give them a place to go. So, an email list is a great place for them to go. But the question you have to ask yourself is, what's going to make someone from, hey, buy my product, to, hey, join my email list also, and make them say, yes, I would love to. Your job is to make them say, yes, I would love to join your email list. Not, oops, you joined my email list. You didn't even know about it. Or, hey, join my email list. No, thanks. It is, you want them to say, I would love to join your email list. That I would love to. So if we just send out an invitation to join our email list, that's probably not going to work well enough. What we need to do is craft a compelling offer that allows them to say, yeah, I'll exchange my email for that. That's great. So let's talk about that. So we all know the most common one is to offer a discount, right? Unlock 15%, except usually people say sign up for 15% off. Not what you would say. You would say unlock 15% off and be the first to know about exclusive offers or whatever it may be. Like you're inviting them to take action. So unlock this 15% off. It's already here. You just need to unlock it, right? If you're going to do this correctly, you have to value stack. And so, you've probably heard the term lead magnet. And essentially what a lead magnet is I'll give you something in exchange for your information. So you give me your email and I'll give you something. In the way I would set it up is I would value stack what I was doing, because let's just take Grow My Etsy Shop for an example here. If I was to say, hey, everyone who listens to my podcast, join my email list. I send out emails that promote stuff that I'm selling. Okay, cool, Jared. I'm just going to keep listening to your free podcast. Thanks. If I said, hey, everyone, who's interested in the growth program or whatever, you can get 15% off if you join my email list of this. I might get some people who'd be like, yeah, I've kind of been thinking about the list and I would like 15% off, so I'm going to do it. So what I'm doing at that scenario is I'm sacrificing front-end money, 15%, to get your email list, or to get your email. Now, unless I had something else to sell to you, that's kind of a bad offer. Because all I'm doing is saying, hey, give me your email and I'll give you 15% off. And now I don't do anything with your email. And so, whoops. And so you don't want to be stuck in that position. So what I would do, I don't do, but what I would do if I was off to get as big email list as I could is I would create a value stack. Meaning I would say, hey, I have a 30-minute SEO presentation that's going to walk you through how to set up SEO in 2024. And I have this guide that's going to help you write compelling email headlines and subject lines to get people to open your emails. And I have video walkthroughs on how to do it all. And I have a raise your conversion rate in 2-hour workshop that I did a year ago, and I got the recording of it, and I'm going to put it in this email as well. And see where I'm going with this? I would just stack it and stack it and stack it and stack it until eventually you say, that's all free? Dude, I'm in. Where do I sign up? Because if I say, hey, someone's walking by and I say, hey, you want to buy my pen? Or you want a free pen? Yeah, sure. I say, great, give me your email. Oh, no, thanks. I'm not going to give you my email for a pen. What if I said, okay, I'll give you a free pen and a soda. Keep talking. I'll give you a free pen, a soda. These are the things on my desk, except it's not a soda. It's Spindrift, which is delightful. I'm not sponsored by them, but they're great. Wouldn't that be great if I was sponsored by Spindrift? Spindrift's like, hey, anyway. And then I'm like, hey, Spindrift, pen, and you get this coupon for Subway, free footlong for my email? Now we're talking. Now this becomes value. It becomes a deal. And so, yeah, I'll take it. So now, I know I've got most of you kind of in your minds kind of cranking through this. Like, okay, well, if I, sure, I can offer, and this is what I'm saying. If you can continue to sell someone, well, we'll open that trap door later. Let's talk stacking offers first. If you're gonna do the stack offer, what you have to do is think about your customer, understand your customer, and know the type of things that they're going to care about once they purchase your product. So let's say you're a jewelry person, and you can say, hey, and where you put it is in one of your pictures, right? They're going through the pictures, looking at stuff, and then it's like, hey, when you join our list, you get 15% off your first purchase. Check. You get our How to Care for Handmade Jewelry guide. Check. You get the ultimate guide to customizing jewelry for your outfit. Check. You know what I mean? You're stacking these things that eventually they say, that is a great deal. It's what we call an irresistible deal. It's in marketing, they call it the Godfather deal. There's this guy, this marketer, what's his name? It's like Sabi or something like that. He writes a book. It's called Sell Like Crazy. He calls it, and it's coined pretty well, but it's the Godfather offer, which means it's too good to be true. I got an offer you can't refuse, right? So the Godfather offer, and how you create Godfather offers is you stack your offers. So it's really hard to think of one thing that you can do that makes it say, yeah, that's totally worth it. But when you give away 6, 7 things along with that front end discount, that's when it's like, oh, this is a no-brainer. And they join that list. Now, this is what's nice about stacking your stuff, is you don't have to give it all at once, which gives you the ability to send them the stuff that they opted in for in sections and allow them to open those emails in sections, which then in turn gives them value each time they're opening emails, and it's warming the domain is what it's called, meaning like they're opening the emails and the software that's sending the emails out is getting this feedback of like, hey, you're getting a lot of opens. These aren't spam, right? You're not bugging people, and you're more likely to move up in avoiding spam and eventually making it into a primary folder, because the more they open something, the more the algorithm of like Gmail or whatever is going to be like, hey, you open these emails. They must be important to you. We're willing to show them to you. Okay. This is what I love about the idea of stacking, is that you can, make it so that people are like, wow, I would love to join your email list, instead of, I'd like a coupon code, so here's my email. Here's a fake email. Instead, they can say, yeah, no, I'm actually interested in a lot of the things that you're doing. Thank you. Here's my email. Please email it to me. That's a way better way to start the relationship. And the way you do that is, like I said, in the actual listing pictures. So maybe second to last picture, you just say, here, sign up for this thing. Here's the URL. It's in the description or whatever it may be. And here's what you get. Now, I would try to make that URL as easy as you can. So if you have your own domain name, growmyetsyshop.com/email. Very easy. Just go to growmyetsyshop.com/email. Here's the things you get. Instantly, you're going to get a coupon that's going to hook you up with 15% off. And then you get all this other stuff. And now that first email that they get, it's like, hey, here's your 15% off. Thanks for joining. Here's the guide to customizing your outfit to your jewelry or whatever we ended up sending. Here's this. I'm going to send you the other ones in the next couple days. So what do they want? That coupon now. They get the coupon, they use the coupon. And then what happens is 2 days later, day later, they get their stuff and you start dripping into their thing. And now every time you're giving something away, you get their ear. So let's just say the next thing is like how to care for handmade jewelry. You would say, if they opted in, you would start talking to them as if they purchased, right? So you would be then saying, hey, let's just say it's 2 days after purchase. You would say, hey, you probably haven't gotten your jewelry yet, but, we're working hard and getting it made for you. Here's some of the process of how we make our jewelry. Here's how you care for it. And here's our guide for how to do it. So just as I promised, here it is. What did I do? They opened the email to get the how to care for it. I talked a little bit about how we make it. And now they're in it. And now they're deeper into our brand. And then the next email can be like, hey, this is this. There's more of this information on our website. No. And here's the next thing that I promised you. And you send them the next thing that they promised them. And then you can say, hey, I offer 50% off on a, and there's, this may feel kind of all over the map. Because another way you can do this, instead of just doing 15% off when they opt in, is you can include a free gift with what they're doing. And so you can say, there's a buy one get one 50% off or something along the lines of this, so that you're adding value into the package. So, hey, did you want me to throw this into the package as well? This is this. But then I believe that once you sort of give them everything, you do the email that kind of ends this thing is like a flash email. So it's like a big thing of like, hey, I've got a couple products. They're 60% off right now. And it could be anything you want. Take advantage of this. What you're doing is you're just warming them up to buy from you again. So again, it's not 60% off your whole shop. It's just these select little items, maybe items that don't sell as well or whatever. You offer kind of a flash sale to it that gets them to come back, but you have them buy from your website. And so 60% off, they come to your website and buy from your website. And now you've got them used to buying from your website. Now they've subscribed into your system that way. And now you can create drip systems and stuff. And so you still want to have a drip system. You still want to have something that works in that scenario once they buy in. But this is how you would want to warm someone up, is essentially stack the value, make it a no-brainer, and something that is instant for them. So the gift that's included, the discount, but then stack value as well. Give them the discount right away, and then drip the rest of the value to them while moving them into your brand. Now I don't want to be chatting all day here, but you take a theme to each email. So meaning like the first email, when I'm going to give them the how to care for their handmade jewelry, I'm going to introduce how we build the jewelry so that they can kind of see our touch points and what we do and kind of learn about our brand a bit. And then I'll send them the guide. And the next one about customizing and all this kind of stuff, I'm going to do that one as a social proof email, meaning I'm going to show customers wearing my products and how much they love my products, while showing them, like, look, this is how different people have customized our jewelry. Here's our guide to how to customize. So each email, you're kind of planning out moving the peanut in some way, more in depth with your brand, seeing that social proof or the testimonials that are associated with it. And eventually, once they got everything, that's when you say, now I need to get them to come to my website and take action. I want them to see that there's stuff here. I want them to shop around a bit. And you can do that. And then from that point forward, anything you ever create or new products, you just tag onto the email and are able to send to them. And I always believe that email list should get a little exclusive deal because you're essentially avoiding Etsy fees by doing it and all marketing fees. By having an email list, you can get people to come and buy your things and it's no cost, which is rare in these days. Etsy's going to take money from you. Facebook's going to take money from you. Instagram's going to take money. Everyone's going to take money from you or wants to take money from you. But an email list, you don't have to. So giving them a little compelling offer is a good way to just kind of see it as marketing dollars that's going towards getting your product and building up what you have. And if you have something like this, a system that works, it can do wonders for you. And so keep in mind, you only have to write it one time. So you can use a system like MailChimp or whatever, and you write those emails out so that as soon as they join the email list, the next 5 emails are pre-written. and they just go to the same people and they go through the same sequence. Everybody kind of gets the guides and gets the thing, and then they go to your website to buy the flash. And then from there, you've sort of taught them what they're doing. So this is an example. There's lots of different ways to do this. If you're like a really uppity brand, then you probably don't believe in discounts. So gifts is what you do. You add gifts to what you're doing. You stack value that way. We can talk about this all day. But this is how I would attack email marketing if I had an Etsy shop. And I'm telling you now, I wouldn't attack email marketing until I was committed to do everything that I just shared. Because if you're just like, well, I guess I'm just going to put something in my thing that offers a coupon code, you're just giving away a coupon code. You're not doing anything with that email list. So reverse engineer it. Look at it and say, what do I want my people to do? I want them to buy something from me on Etsy, and then I want them to buy something from me on my website. Great. Now let's reverse engineer this. How do I get someone to buy something on my website? Well, I need to get their email, and I need to give them things along the email, and I need to get them to be committed into my brand, and then I need to offer them a certain spot where they can come back and buy from me again. So the idea is by the 5th email or 6th email, they are coming back to my website, and I am building a brand. And if you do that, and the way email marketing works is you sort of mark the month that you start. Hey, I started on August 16th, and then you go, because keep in mind it's an autopilot, and by August 16th of the next year, you're going to recognize my income has grown. And part of that is because I have return buyers who are coming into my website and buying my stuff from me. And every time someone buys something from you, they become a mini affiliate for you. Meaning, oh, that's cute. Where did you get that? So then they can say, oh, I got it off, instead of Etsy, they would say, I got it from, because they're much more familiar with your brand, I got it from thisbrand.com is where I got it. And I love them. That's what you want. If it's, I got it off Etsy, and you're just selling things on Etsy and you're just doing this over and over and over again, you're just helping Etsy. Okay. Till next week.